Tears of the Kingdom has been out for over 2 weeks now, and it has to be one of the best games that I have ever played. What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to my first video coverage of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. My name is Mr. West, and today I'm going to go through some of the best tips and tricks for beginners and intermediate players for Tears of the Kingdom. Firstly, these tips apply to anyone playing through Tears of the Kingdom, whether you're just starting out, a seasoned veteran, or if you're in the middle game. Hopefully, a few of these tips will be helpful. Tears of the Kingdom, like Breath of the Wild, is completely open world, meaning you can play through the game in any order you want. You can explore, do the storyline, shrine hunt, and so much more, and you are completely free to do so. These beginner tips and tricks that I'm going to go through today will not spoil any of the game. If you're like me, I've stayed away from Tears of the Kingdom content as much as I can to get the best experience out of the game before I start watching any specific Tears of the Kingdom related content. But these tips and tricks will help you if you're struggling to know where to start, where to go, and what to do first. Don't forget that if you find any of these tips helpful, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Alright, let's get it. When you start off, you will start off on the Great Sky Island. Be sure to take your time in this area, experience the world, learn the controls and different mechanics of the game, and really explore to get a sense of the world of Hyrule. If you wanted to speed through the starting area, you probably could do that in less than 2 hours, but it is incredible, so I do suggest that you thoroughly explore the starting area and get a sense of the game. When you leave the Sky Island, you are free to explore Hyrule. You could go and explore everywhere if you wanted to, but I do suggest that you follow these tips when starting off. The Paraglider is arguably the best item in the game. If you played Breath of the Wild, you know how important the Paraglider is for general gameplay. You won't get the Paraglider before leaving the starting area like you did in Breath of the Wild, so your main objective after leaving the Great Sky Island is to get the Paraglider. It's not that much further in the game when you get to the surface, so my best tip here is to go to Lookout Landing and follow the storyline until you get the Paraglider. This takes us to Lookout Landing. Lookout Landing should be your main hub in Tears of the Kingdom. Once you get your Paraglider, you will also unlock the tower here, which will unlock part of the map for this area for both the surface and the sky. This will also activate a fast travel point to Lookout Landing. What you might not realize is you can use these towers anytime you want to shoot up into the sky, where you can glide and travel further distances, explore the Sky Islands, as well as spot potential points of interest for where you want to head to next on the surface. Lookout Landing also has a bunker here with heaps of cool things inside. I didn't realize that you needed to talk to the guard to open this until later on through my playthrough, so after you get the Paraglider, unlock the tower, be sure to talk to the guard standing up above it. When this is open, you will have a free bed, prayer statue, cooking pot, and weapons you can take. This is great as you can always fast travel here to heal, increase your heart or stamina with the prayer statue, and get weapons if you're running short. As you increase in the game, more characters will appear and add to Lookout Landing. Eventually, you'll even get Hestu here, which if you played Breath of the Wild, you know how important he is in the game. There is also a crystal refinery right outside of Lookout Landing. These refineries allow us to increase our batteries for your Zonai devices, which will come in handy later on in the game. Next, I highly suggest that you unlock the Autobuild ability as soon as possible. As you will be using Ultra Hand throughout the game, Autobuild allows you to save and recreate anything that you have built during the game. This will help so much in saving time as you won't have to attach each individual thing to a creation, and will allow you to save anything you've ever built. It only has a history of the last 30 things you've created, so make sure when you get Autobuild to go and save these things. To get Autobuild, head back to the Great Sky Island, specifically this bottom left corner shrine on the edge of the Great Sky Island. Once you get there, head to the left of the shrine to this staircase that goes off the edge. Look out over the edge and you'll see a chasm down below. This chasm is where we need to head to go down into the depths to get Autobuild. Ping it on the map, put a marker down, and then head towards it. While you're flying down towards it, be sure to look around and find other points of interest for when you are finished. There is a lot to see here, a lot to do, so make sure you look around and mark some stuff on the map. Once you get here, make sure you land so that you can get a little bit of stamina back and then jump down into the big dark hole. It is pitch black down there, so make sure you have some bright bloom seeds. You should have plenty of these from the Great Sky Island starting off, and this will help you see things down in the depths. When you get down the bottom, these ruins are what you're heading towards. An easy way to get there is to head towards the left to the first abandoned mine. Here you can create a minecart with a fan on the back to speed you straight towards it. Put down a bright bloom seed here so you can see what's going on. But as I said, put the minecart onto the track, fan on the back, and this will propel you straight towards it. This track will take you straight to the big abandoned mine that we need to go to. So when you're ready, jump in the cart, hit the fan, and head straight down the track. It will be pitch black down there, don't worry. There are no bumps in the road. It will take you straight to the end. When you get to the end of the track, put down another bright bloom seed and head up these staircases. You will need to climb up the wall a bit, but climb up to the top, and this is where you'll be able to unlock the auto build ability. Like I said, you should want to do this as soon as possible. So when you get to the top, head up towards this green circle that you examine, and then that will prompt you getting the auto build. I won't show you all of it because I don't want to spoil anything. After this, you'll be free to explore everywhere else. Now you should be able to unlock every tower if you wanted to do that, or follow the storyline, or whatever your heart desires. The most tedious thing in this game is traveling by foot. You can burn yourself out traveling everywhere by foot with only the one stamina wheel which you will have at the start. The best option is to get a horse. There are a few stables very close to Lookout Landing, to the northeast and the northwest. These stables will allow you to register and take out your horses. One of the coolest features in Tears of the Kingdom is that if you have a save file from Breath of the Wild, you will have all of your horses from that game. I think this is super cool. It really makes this game feel like a continuation from the events of Breath of the Wild. If you want a new horse, there are plenty roaming around. Specifically to the northeast of Lookout Landing, you can find some horses there. Ultimately, it is up to you where you go from here, as you can go to any of the 4 domains you need to complete to follow the storyline. I won't spoil anything for those who haven't gotten this far in the game yet, or are just starting out, but the game will point you towards the Rito village first. I do highly suggest you do this domain first, as the ability you get from completion is easily the most useful in the game. If you've played Breath of the Wild, think about how useful Rivali's Gale was. So I do recommend you do the Rito storyline first and head to the northwest to start the storyline. After the Rito, or if you've already completed the Rito domain, I recommend the Gorons next. The Zora and Gerudo storylines are really good. You can do them in either order afterwards, but if you're struggling to know where to go, Rito then Goron is the best order to do it in. At the end of the day, it is completely up to you where you go and how you complete your story. There is nothing wrong with picking any of the 4 to start off with. These are more recommendations than instructions. As I said earlier, this game is incredible and you can pick and choose what you want to do and how you want to do it. You can easily go off on a tangent for hours exploring and finding new things. The beauty of this game is that you can go off on a tangent and you will be rewarded. Whether you find a new area with new mechanics or you get a rare piece of armor, you get rewarded for exploring and adventuring. A quick tip here is if you see a cave, try to explore it. Caves often have rare gems, armor, and other rewards if you explore them. You also don't have to run all the way back out, you can just ascend up and out, which you might forget about a bit at the start, but it's a cool way to save time exploring. I hope all of this was helpful. Like I said, this game is incredible, so please enjoy your playthrough. If you found any of this video helpful, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. This really helps me out and lets me know I'm on the right track with my content creation journey. Enjoy the game, guys. Catch us all later.